Welcome back. Today in Google Forms Tips and Tricks, I'm going to share with you a few ways to make sure students are less likely to share answers or copy answers from each other when taking a quiz in Google Forms. Alright, to get started, you can open up a new Google form. I'm using an existing quiz. I'm going to click on Settings, and under General Settings, I'm going to go ahead and select Limit to One Response. This allows my students to only take the quiz one time. And I'm not going to check Edit after Submit. I don't want them to go back in and see the questions or the answers. Okay, then let's look under Presentation Settings. I'll go ahead and show Progress Bar. And definitely check Shuffle Question Order. This will allow the questions to be presented in a different order for each student. Okay, let's go ahead and look under our quiz settings. And underneath Release Grade, I'm going to go ahead and select Later after Manual Review. Usually I like to immediately release the grade so students can have immediate feedback, but if you're having problems with students sharing answers, then go ahead and wait until all students have completed the quiz, and then you can release those grades and allow students to see how they've done. Okay, go ahead and select Save. Okay, another great option we have is to shuffle the answer order. So go ahead and click on the little More menu, select Shuffle Option Order there, and we have to do this for each question, so go ahead and select each question, clicking More and Shuffle Option Order. And now when students take the quiz, their answers will also be in a different order than those of the classmates sitting right next to them, so this also helps prevent copying. Another strategy that I found to work really well is to add sections. So you select each question and then you click Add Section, and this will put each of your questions in a different section. So when we click on Preview or when students are taking a test, they will only have one question on their screen at a time. And because in our settings we already selected to shuffle question order, students should have different questions displayed on their screens than their neighbor. Okay, so now that we have added sections to each of our questions, let's go ahead and take a look at this by selecting the Preview Eye icon. Okay, so here's our quiz. We'll enter our name. And you see that's the only question, one at a time, and we have to select Next. Okay, which of the following is a bird? And so the student sitting right next to me should have their questions and their answer options listed in different orders, so this will definitely help with copying answers. Okay, we'll answer our final question here and then submit. And it says our response has been recorded. Remember, in our settings we selected limit to one response and only release grades after manual review, so our students will not be able to go back in and see those questions or answers. Okay, so let's go back in and I'll show you one more option. Head and add another section. Okay, in this section we need to go ahead and add our question, so let's head on up to the icon, our plus icon, and add a question here. And we're going to actually add a quiz code or password that students will have to enter before they can take the quiz. And you'll be able to edit and change this for each class period. So go ahead and select Short Answer. And then let's go into our answer key. We don't want to give points for entering the quiz code, so we'll set this to 0. Okay, and let's go ahead back and edit our question. Okay, you'll find in the bottom right the little More menu. Looks like a little snowman. Let's go ahead and select that and choose Response Validation. Okay, we will go ahead, we're going to use number. There are other options in there, text, length, regular expression. I'm using number this time, and I want to select equal to. So I'm going to put in a number, password, or a code, and a little error text. If the students have the incorrect code, I'll just say incorrect code. Okay, let's see what happens here. Let's go on up to our preview. Okay, so here we are in student view, taking the quiz just like our students would. First, entering their name, And up next, they should see quiz code. Okay, so we need to enter in 334, and until that correct code is input, they'll see the incorrect code message, and then next. And then they'll be able to go through and take the quiz as they usually would. And the nice thing about this is with the quiz code, only students that have the code can take the quiz right then. Students in other classes shouldn't be able to go in and take the quiz a little bit later after they've met up with their friends. And there we are, response has been recorded. Alright, let's head back to Edit, and in the top you'll see responses. Go ahead and click here, and you will see accepting responses. If you go ahead and click this, you will turn the quiz off. So students will not be able to input any answers here. So once the quiz time is up in your class, go ahead and click this, and students should not be able to take the quiz any longer. And then next class period comes up, you can click this, the quiz is open again. If you're using Google Classroom, you'll be able to see who has taken the quiz and who has not. So if you start seeing names popping up a little early and they should not have taken the quiz yet, then you'll know that you'll need to talk to them about that. Okay, and for our last strategy, we would have to add an add-on. So we click on our More Snowman icon at the top and select Add-ons. And this add-on works in a similar way to limiting the time your students can actually access the quiz. So this is called Form Limiter. Go ahead and type that in at the top, and it's the top one right here. Okay, and it can limit the number of responses, and just basically you input the time that the quiz is open, and when it's closed, it will not allow students to take the quiz at any other time. So that might be something you'd like to look into if you're having problems with students sharing the quiz. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video helped answer some of your questions.